Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. We'll chant Om once together. Synchronize the chanting of Om with your exhalation. Breathe in. Sahana vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently open your eyes. We'll chant from verses 11 to 15 of chapter 3. Devan bhavayatanena,
Devan bhavayatanena,
te deva bhavayantu vaha,
te deva bhavayantu vaha,
parasparam bhavayantaha,
parasparam bhavayantaha,
Shreyah paramavapsyatha,
Shreyah paramavapsyatha,
Ishtan bhogan hi vo devaha,
Ishtan bhogan hi vo devaha,
dasyante yajna bhavitaha,
dasyante yajna bhavitaha,
taidattana pradayaibhyaha,
तैर्दत्तान प्रदायैभ्यः
yo bhunkte stena eva saha,
यो भुङ्क्तेस्तेन एव सः
yajnashishtashinah santaha,
यज्ञशिष्टाशिनः सन्तः
muchyante sarvakilbishaihi,
मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिषैः
bhunjate te tvagam papaha,
भुञ्जते ते त्वगं पापाः
ye pachantyatmakaranat,
ये पचन्त्यात्मकारणात्
annad bhavanti bhutani,
अन्नाद्भवन्ति भूतानि
parjanyadanna sambhavaha,
पर्जन्यादन्नसम्भवः
यज्ञाद् भवति पर्जन्यः
यज्ञात् भवति पर्जन्यः
यज्ञः कर्म समुद्भवः
यज्ञः कर्मसमुद्भवः
कर्म ब्रह्मोद्भवं विद्धि
कर्म ब्रह्मोद्भवं विद्धि
ब्रह्माक्षरसमुद्भवम्
ब्रह्माक्षरसमुद्भवम्
तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म
तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म
नित्यं यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितम्
नित्यं यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितम्
Hari Om, and a very good day to all of you. So in the last few sessions, we have been seeing what is the Rajasic approach towards the principle of Parasparam, that is give and take. The very word Parasparam itself is an interesting construction. Paraha means other. So Parasparam, Paraha Param means other, each other. When two people are interacting, this person thinks about the other person and that person thinks about this person. So there is an exchange of energy. When we come to the Sattvic approach, I'll explain this exchange of energy. We will anyway be seeing that. So in life, there is always an outflow and there is an inflow. We need to carefully balance these two factors. A tamasic person creates an outright imbalance by not wanting to give at all. A Rajasic person starts off with balance, but somewhere down the line, imbalance sets in because his accent is on Atma Karanat, he says. Atmanaha Karanat means personal benefit. Again, you should remember one thing. This does not mean you should not take. This does not mean you should not look after yourself, or the moment you want some benefit out of an action, immediately you're Rajasic. It doesn't mean that. It only, that is here, when it is said Atma Karanat, it only means the accent or the emphasis turns too much on self-interest. So then what will happen? Automatically the giving part will get reduced, or even if the quantity does not get reduced, the quality will reduce. See, when we talk about balancing the giving and receiving, there are again two factors which we need to consider. One is the quantity, other is the quality. Quantitatively to match everything may not be possible unless we bring in the other factor of quality. it is not possible to match the giving and receiving. This is what in the management jargon they call as value creation. So when, for example, when you pay something to someone, when you pay some X amount of money, that person has to fulfill a particular work. Now, how will you quantitatively equate the money to the work? They are two different things altogether. So, how do we then balance it out? That is where the quality, we see the quality of work. Whatever output that person is providing, now is that creating a value in my life or not? This is how the other person will see. Even if you take an artwork, how will you evaluate an artwork? Supposing a painter is painted. Now, you cannot merely quantitatively evaluate it. If you quantitatively evaluate it, you will just see the cost of the canvas, the cost of the paint, the paint brushes. Now, these things you will take into consideration, the amount of time spent. Therefore, this art, the value of this art is so much. We'll never say that. Beyond all the quantitative factors, there is that value, the quality which that artist has provided. Now, that quality will start reducing when your emphasis is on self-interest, Atma Karanat. For a sattvic person, the quality of his or her giving will be at the highest level. So, the value which he creates for others cannot be equalized at all. A tamasic person creates no value. A rajasic person creates value, but it is okay. Not so high, but when everyone is rajasic, you just accept. But a sattvic person alone can create that value in whatever it is that he or she does. So in life, you should learn to evaluate things based on quality, not mere quantity. A person has worked for so many hours, so you pay him so much. That is quantitatively looking at it. In those so many hours, what is the work which he has done and how has he done it? When you consider all those factors, now you are bringing in quality. So when you are assessing yourself, how effective you are in your work or generally in your life itself, you should consider both these factors. Basically quantity, but that is not enough. Thereafter quality. So a same song is sung by two singers. Let's say a song runs for 5 minutes. Just an example. Now singer A comes and sings that. Now quantitatively, that singer has spent the same 5 minutes of his time. Now after that, singer B comes and sings, same 5 minutes. Quantitatively, both are equal. They are using the same mic, it's the same setup. They are using their voice, that is, they are putting an effort to sing. Everything is quantitatively same, but the quality, the effect which the person B gives is far superior to singer A. So it's the same song, but whom would you pay more? Pay means whom would you reward more? Who will get more rewarded? It is singer B. So in life, you are rewarded according to the quality or value which you create. Now, why I am mentioning that point here when we are seeing what is Atma Karanat is because many people ask this question. I am working so hard, but I am not getting the desired results. When you say I am working so hard, you are talking about quantity. So quantity will fetch you a certain amount of results. But if you want to enhance your results, you need to increase the quality. Even in interpersonal relationships, supposing, let's say you spend time with your children or you spend time with your spouse. And you can't say, I spent 5 hours, but let's say for the entire 5 hours you were fighting with them or you were creating a lot of pressure on your children. Then what is the value which you are creating? Very little. So the relationship index, when we consider the relationship index, the relationship will be measured in terms of what value you are creating. Quality time. A person spends half an hour with his children, another person spends 2 hours, but for 2 hours he is creating a lot of pressure. This person for half an hour, it's a lot of fun. Now, who will build a better relationship with his children? It is the person who created that value. So similarly, you're working in your office, you're toiling. Your intentions may genuinely be good. You're toiling from morning till night, but your management will not assess you based on mere number of hours. They will have certain targets, they will have certain expectations. Are you able to fulfill those expectations or not? That is called quality work. So if you go to the Upanishads, they are all just statements, simple statements, but very, very high in terms of quality. Even if you take a scripture like Tirukkural in Tamil, just two lines. Every verse just contains 2 lines or 1.5 lines. But the message is very powerful, very deep. Why? Because the quality is very high. In the yogic approach, we always consider both these factors. We see the quantity, but we lay more emphasis on quality because it is a quality which can create that extra value. The quantity will set the base, but it is a quality which can add value. So never complain in your life saying that I am doing so much, I am not getting the desired results. If you are doing a lot and if you are not getting the desired results, this could be one of the reasons. You can look into it. See, in every session different points are being given. These are all different ways or different approaches towards your life. So when you're not getting your desired results in some area of your life, now then check the quantity and quality. You can apply this principle and see how much of value am I creating. If I am at home, are my family members looking forward to my company, or are they feeling pressurized? If I am in office, am I meeting the management's expectations? Yes or no? Not merely how many hours I am doing, all that will not matter. So if you learn this wonderful principle, that is of creating value, quality, increasing the quality, then in each and every action of yours, you will start building that quality. So we follow that in the yogic approach. We don't take up something, but if we take it up, we'll do it in a proper way, both in terms of quantity and quality. See, for example, you take the Yoga Sankirtan Sadhana material, the meditation Sadhana material. Now, so much of time is required, around 45 minutes to 1 hour is required to get a basic hang of the higher vibrations. That is the quantity set. Many people initially, ask me, sir, can we reduce the Yoga Sankirtan to 10 minutes? See, this sacred sadhana cannot be adapted according to your lifestyle. You will have to adapt yourself to absorb these higher principles. How can you create that in 10 minutes? First of all, in the first 10 minutes, it is just relaxing and going deeper and deeper. If you take all the Yoga Sankirtan materials which have been provided to you till now, first is a speech. There when you're listening to that, you do the deep breathing. You practice depth in your breathing so that you settle down. And then once the Yoga Sankirtan Dhyana starts, it's in a very slow pace. So that just gets you into the mood. It prepares you. It gets you into a relaxed frame of mind, and you start slowly going deeper and deeper within yourself. It just slowly gets you in. You cannot force yourself into this inward sadhana. So the basic quantity has been kept, and then comes the quality. See, in that 1 hour, what kind of vibrations are being produced? Each and every aspect of these materials have been worked on. When I say each and every aspect, we are talking of every instrument used, the way it has been sung, the modulations, the emotions. Sometimes, we are talking of a difference of 0.5 dB, just a difference of 0.5 dB in terms of the output volume of a particular instrument can make such a big difference. Every time, sometimes I say reduce this by 0.5, increase this by 1. The sound engineer used to ask me, sir, will that make such a big difference? Because if you take other kinds of music, probably it will not make such a big difference. Because the purpose there is different. The purpose is entertainment. Here, the purpose is not entertainment. It is a very deep sadhana. Actually, it is the deepest sadhana possible. So, you have to go within. See, what we yogis experience in deep meditation, that is being conveyed through the Yoga Sankirtan Dhyana materials. So, when you keep doing your meditation sadhana with this material, slowly you will also start experiencing all that. So we have to take into consideration small things which in normal parlance will not make much of a difference. Because the sound engineer was, several sound engineers who worked for the Yoga Sankirtan, all of them have uniformly said one thing. They've said they worked on very big projects in the film industry here, there's so many. But they said we have never seen this kind of minute analysis, that is micro analysis, if you can use that terminology. So I had to explain to them, because see, supposing you take other music, with your eyes open, you're going to listen, or even if you close your eyes, you're going to listen casually. But here, this material which we are creating is meant to make a person more meditative and go within. So as the person is going within, the pattern of energy which we are creating has to be on dot. That's why it takes quite a while to create even one material. So why so much of effort? Because unless that quality is maintained, we cannot create that value. We are not creating the value to get any appreciation from others. It is just that there is a value for any action. Now, just for the sake of it, you need to do it. In the Kaya Tattva empowerment program, it was told to when you eat your food, chew it well and eat. That is a value which you are creating. Without chewing fully, if you just gulp it down, you are not creating any value. Our Siddhas say, food is medicine, unave marundu. The very food which we are eating is our medicine, provided it is consumed properly. So right from when you wake up till you go to sleep, you should focus on quality. If you do that, then when you are sleeping also, the quality of your sleep will increase. See, throughout the day, when you don't create that quality, then when you go to sleep, your sleep also will be devoid of that quality. It will be disturbed. That is why a Rajasic person will not have quality sleep. See, a Tamasic person will sleep out of laziness. that is being very unproductive. A Rajasic person, he sleeps, but his sleep is very disturbed because that quality is missing. A Sattvic person sleeps very peacefully, highest quality. So how do you practice this? During your waking hours, in each and every action which you perform, keep on increasing the quality of your actions. Otherwise, you yourself should not be satisfied. See, it is not about others' appreciation. Sometimes somebody may just come and say, "Oh, what you have done is wonderful." But deep within you, if you know that, no, this is not okay, you should not leave it. This makes a person very highly successful. That is, this separates a highly successful person from the rest. You see, in any field, a person who is extremely successful will be creating a lot of value by providing quality, by increasing the quality. So, a Rajasic person, when it comes to give and take, his focus is more on taking. He does give, but his focus is more on taking. That is what he means by Atma Karanat. They are cooking. Cooking means acting. They are acting, but the emphasis is on personal benefit. That it is more on personal benefit. So when you are constantly thinking about yourself, when you are acting, now naturally the quality of what you are giving back will start reducing after a while. To start with, it may be good, but as the Atma Karana, the motive of self-interest starts increasing, the quality of giving or quality of output, the outflow from you will start reducing. So when the quality reduces, an imbalance is created. The principle of parasparam is when the giving and taking, both these aspects are well balanced, not merely based on quantity. That's why I covered this today. One person, one sadhak has asked this question. So does it mean exactly the giving and that is the taking and giving, they both have to be equal, which means I take so much, I give so much. You are talking of quantity again. So that's why this principle of quality is so important. So when the emphasis is too much on taking, now the quality of giving suffers. So when the quality of your output suffers, what you will further get back, that will also start reducing, because you are upsetting the whole system. And when what you are getting back starts getting impaired, is not okay, now what will happen? You will get more stressed. The mind will get more stressed. And when the mind gets stressed, again it will further reduce the quality of the action. So it becomes like a vicious circle. A Rajasic person is caught up in this vicious cycle. That's why this term which is used, Atma Karanat, is so beautiful because it hits the nail on the head. It exactly tells you how the imbalance is created. Again, with respect to parasparam. But when we say with respect to parasparam, it is with respect to life only, because the principle of parasparam is present in every aspect of your life. So this is number one. See, I am giving you the principle, I am also giving you the practical sadhana point, what you need to practice. So with respect to this, whatever it is that you are doing, whether in terms of office work or whether in terms of family work or whether in terms of personal work, your personal grooming, in Tamil we say, yeno tanon pannada, which means just don't do something in a haphazard way. If you take up something, do it properly. That shows your responsibility towards yourself and towards your life. You are rewarded based on that only. So even when you are taking care of yourself, whether it is how you dress or whether it is your personal habits, how you take care of your home, how you keep your home, how you keep your room, how you keep your desk. Everything matters. How you relate with people, how you work in office. So you can apply this principle of quality and quantity and see whether that is up to the mark. If your results are not satisfactory, it means definitely the quality is less, assuming you're giving it the basic, the right amount of time. So the great yogis, what do? They are connected with the infinite. So they keep on giving that highest energy to everyone. How much the other person receives will depend upon the other person's level. But from their side, their giving is of the highest quality. Unconditional love, the divine energy, the divine radiations are constantly flowing from them. So, a yogi need not do anything special. Just his presence is enough. That will create so much of value in the life of others. Many yogis, it may look as if they are not doing much externally. It's not a lazy life. That is tamas. But I'm talking of true yogis. But they are actually creating infinite value. You will feel like asking that person, sir, can I spend more time with you? Sir, can you stay for some more time? Why do you feel that? It is because they are connected to the infinite. So their very presence itself creates an infinite value. The quality is infinite. So 1 minute, if you spend time with a yogi, that creates an infinite value. So you should aspire to move to that state. It is through sadhana that you can get to that state. You can't say I'm loved by my office people, only my family people are not liking me. It's not like, it will never be like that. Then you're just wearing a mask there. You're not being yourself. We are talking of intrinsically changing yourself, and just you should go on doing sadhana till your very presence will start radiating that infinite quality and will create infinite value. You take the sun. What is the sun doing? We may say nothing, but the presence of the sun, it gives light, it gives heat. Everyone is benefited. But per se, does the sun do anything? Not much. It looks like it doesn't do anything. So a yogi is also like that. Just his or her presence is enough. That will give you infinite value. So that's why it is said that once a person becomes a yogi, once a person becomes a sthita prajna, enlightened, thereafter they don't need to do any special activity or special seva or anything. Just their very presence is the highest service, like the sun. Everyone around them will start receiving infinite blessings, that infinite energy. So they are creating the highest quality which is possible. So that is only by getting connected to the infinite. So here a Rajasic person is getting connected not to the infinite but to the lower self. See, that is the clue here. Why is he using the word Atma? Atma Karanat. Atman means self. Now it can refer to the higher self or it can refer to the lower self. The higher self means the infinite supreme being, the God principle. The lower self means the limited self, the ego. So here he is using the word Atman to mean the limited self, the ego. But now how do you evolve, how do you change this? It is by expanding this Atman. Instead of the focus being on I, me, myself, that is here the I is ego. When you go on expanding the I, when you reach the highest state, the I becomes one with the infinite. That is also Atma Karanat only. If you take a Sthita Prajna, what is he working for? Atma Karanat. But there it is a fully expanded self. Atman there means the infinite supreme reality. Here it is the compressed, restricted, limited self, the ego. So how beautifully he has coined it, by saying Atma Karanat, he is explaining to you what the problem with the Rajasic approach is. At the same time, the hidden sadhana is also there because he has used the word Atman. So as you keep on expanding the Atman, the self, it will become one with the infinite consciousness at some point. That is also Atma Karanat. That is the path. That is the solution. So when you read this phrase, Atma Karanat, now when we are when we are using it to look at the Rajasic approach, now it is very limited. It is a problem. This is the root cause of the problem. But the same Atma Karanat, when you look at it liberally, that also tells you how to get out of Rajas, get into Sattva, and then finally go beyond all the three gunas. The karanam, the motive need not change, but the Atman or the self needs to be expanded. So in the Puranas we can see, on one hand you have someone like Ravana. Ravana used to keep repeating, Aham Brahmasmi, I am God. And then there were many saints. They also said, Aham Brahmasmi, I am God. What is the difference? When Ravana said, Aham Brahmasmi, I am that supreme Brahman or I am God, he was referring to the limited self. So it was an ego boost. Whereas when a saint said, Aham Brahmasmi, he is not talking of the ego, the limited self. He means to say that I am one with that infinite supreme being. There is a world of a difference. So this phrase defines the problem with respect to rajas. It also gives you the solution. That solution is hidden. If you just probe a little bit, that's what we are doing with the yogic approach. You can gain the entire wisdom. So, bhunjate te tvagam papa ye pachanti atma karanat. Those who cook for the sake of themselves, means the limited I, the ego. When the same I is liberated, then it becomes the higher self. When the same I is bound, it is limited. It creates the ego. So always look at your karanam, that is the purpose for which you are acting. That's what the great yogis say, no? Look into your bhavana, attitude. So what for are you working in life? Is your focus only on your limited self? Or are you trying to contribute something to your society? This is what you need to check. See, as the awareness increases, the correction will happen automatically. So when you have this kind of a rajasic attitude, he says, bhunjate papaha. They eat sin. Bhunjate means eating or enjoying. Since the word pachanti, cook, is being used, we are translating bhunjate as eating. So that poetically they fit in, no? So, but actually bhunjate means enjoying. So, how can you enjoy sin? Papaha means sin. Philosophically, papaha, sin means agitations, stress, because the highest sin is moving away from the infinite, from the highest level. And that infinite supreme God or that state is in a state of utmost peace. So when you lose your peace, then you are committing a fundamental spiritual sin. This I am talking from the highest level. So if we apply that here, first, when we consider it from the highest level, then papaha means agitations. Now, how can a person enjoy stress or enjoy agitations? What does that mean? Bhunjate papaha. If we take papaha as agitations philosophically, How can you enjoy this a state of agitations? It means there is no enjoyment at all. A rajasic person, he wants to enjoy. That is the very motive of all your activities. A rajasic person wants to be happy, wants to enjoy things in life, but that happiness goes away from a rajasic person. Happiness is always elusive, they say, no? Many thinkers have said that. You go on chasing happiness, that keeps running away from you. Why? Because the very karanam or the purpose is faulty. So a rajasic person is one who acquires, that's what he says, pachanti means cook, who acts well, who prepares a wonderful dish. Just imagine, a person puts in a lot of effort to cook some of the best dishes. Wonderful meal he cooks. After all that, he doesn't have time to sit and eat it peacefully and enjoy it. Then what is the use of all the efforts? That is the life of a rajasic person. You see today what's happening? Everyone is running around, toiling. For what? One person may say, I want wealth. One person may say, I want the name, I want fame, I want power, this, that, all. But the common factor in all of these people is that they finally want happiness. But since the process is not okay, they fail to create that quality or value. Even when it comes to happiness, there is no quality. In spite of doing so many things, in spite of acquiring so many things, you fail to enjoy, you fail to be happy in life. Why is it that a person who is very wealthy is stressed? A person who is very successful is again stressed. Sometimes, some very successful people in any field, sometimes they are even driven to commit suicide. See, so you can imagine the amount of suffering which they would have gone through, where they decided to end their lives. Why? If we take a poor person or a person who has not achieved anything, that is to an extent understandable. I am saying from your point of view. But a person who has achieved a lot, who has acquired a lot, that person is also driven to commit suicide. Why? Because the very approach lacks quality. So you go on acquiring with the hope of enjoying, with the hope of becoming happy. But that remains a hope only. Whereas a yogi enjoys every moment of his life. A yogi's mind is fully in the present, in the state of happiness. Why? Because at every moment he keeps on generating the highest quality. So this is another beautiful principle which he is giving. This is the reality of life. Is the happiness which you are experiencing, is that in proportion to the amount of effort which you have put in to acquire so many things? See, what happens is, after a while, you get acclimatized to sorrow, you get acclimatized to agitation, stress. When everybody is stressed, it is not seen as a problem at all today. Just as a person, if you ask a person, are you healthy? He'll say yes. But after saying yes, he will take about 5-6 tablets and he'll consume them. I said, just now you said you are healthy. Yeah. My pressure is under control, my sugar is under control, everything under control. Then what are you having these tablets for? Pressure, sugar, all those things he'll say. What he's saying is, I am taking these tablets, so everything is under control. Then how can you say you're healthy? Yes, because everything is under control. Because they have got so acclimatized to it. Now they don't see it as a problem also. Health cannot be defined like that. Similarly, happiness, what is true happiness? You have forgotten that. You see a newborn baby. There are only two people who really enjoy life, who are in a state of happiness. One is a baby, the other is a yogi. That is why Adi Shankaracharya in the Bhajagovindam, he says, Balavat, a yogi is like a child. Bala means child, a baby. Balavat means a great realized soul. Now he becomes like a baby. You see this, the eyes of a baby, you see the eyes of a yogi. Both will look so similar because no worries, no anxieties, full of cheer and happiness, enjoying every moment of life. A Rajasic person is working so hard, but fails to enjoy life, fails to be happy in life. This is the life history of the majority of the people. So the remaining, what are they? They come under tamas. It's very few, probably you can name a few, who will be in the state of sattva. So the whole world is busy, everyone is busy. A Rajasic person is very busy in life. He himself forgets what for is he working. When I was in my teenage, I used to go and sit in a busy road, and watch people passing by, in their vehicles, very fast, it will keep on going, and even the people who are walking in a very hurried way, they'll be going this side, that side. And I used to ask myself, okay, what are they working for? What is it that they are wanting in life? They themselves don't know. See, when you start off, you know, but then in the very process of the hustle and bustle of life, you forget what your true purpose is. So if you want to increase the quality of your life, you need to increase the happiness factor, the enjoyment factor. Not merely increasing the material acquisitions. That is also important, but merely that will not give you happiness. Happiness is a separate thing. Now, how can the happiness increase? It is only when your stress reduces. When the papa is too much. Here we are, first thing which we are seeing is from a philosophical angle, from the highest angle. Papa means agitation, stress, unhappiness, the fluctuations which the mind goes through. See, when when you are a yogi, your mind will be steady. When you're not a yogi, the mind will go through various ups and downs. It will run helter-skelter from one extreme to the other extreme. One moment you will be jumping with excitement. The next moment you will be very depressed. That's how a rajasic person's life is. Fluctuations. All that is indicated when he says bhunjate and papaha. That is pachanti. The person is working very hard, but what is it that he is experiencing in life? Just stress, nothing else. So what is the solution to that? Solution is not in stopping work. See, the very chapter which we are doing is Karma Yoga. This chapter should help you to work better, not to stop your work. So the solution is not in stopping work. If you stop your work, you are becoming tamasic. The solution is in increasing the quality of your output, of your actions, so that instead of papaha, you start creating punya. Punya is exactly the opposite of papaha. You start becoming more happy and peaceful in life. What a wonderful state it is. You have the capacity to acquire whatever it is that you want, but your happiness is not dependent on all those things. You are eternally happy. You are ever happy. Every moment of your life, you are living with utmost peace and happiness. So from the highest standpoint, the first sin, as it were, is to move away from the infinite. This is what they called as the original papaha. And when you move away from the infinite, your peace goes away. The agitation starts. Now we will also see the other dimensions of papaha, which are relative, more easily understood. Papaha literally means sin. Papaha also means evil. What do we mean by evil? Something which is very negative, which creates a negative impact on oneself and others. See, suppose I'll give you one imaginary situation. 10 people are sitting in a room. They are all very calm. They are having a conversation, some discussion. Suddenly one person enters the room. He is so hyper, full of stress, agitations, and he comes in and he joins the discussion. Instantly what happens? He creates a ripple of disturbance in that energy field. So if the others are not strong enough, they will also pick up those ripples and their minds also will start getting agitated. That is the effect which a rajasic person has. Papaha. So such a beautiful word which means evil, negative. So whenever a rajasic person enters a situation, he or she creates a kind of a negative effect on others also. Of course, if the other person is sattvic, that person will override all this. That person will not get affected. But the majority are not. So that is why in the 12th chapter, 12th and 13th chapter, when he gives the various qualities of a bhakta, various qualities of a jnani, Now he says, one who is not disturbed by the world, that is one quality, and then one who does not disturb the world. It's a very beautiful way of putting it. Now you may say, sir, I don't go and disturb anyone else. Yes, actively you may not, but if you are disturbed, you are sending the energy of disturbance around. So a rajasic person inherently keeps creating papa in this context, disturbance, negative impact, which is what means evil. See, evil you can take it to the extreme also, but here we are talking of rajas. So the practical application of it we need to see. So how disturbed are you? What kind of effect are you creating on others? That is something which you need to check. So if you are doing your sadhana properly, you will start getting these two things. Number one, you will not get disturbed by the world, and number two, you will not cause any disturbance in the world. These two things always go together. So this is one simple way of finding out whether you are on the right track, whether you are evolving spiritually or not. That's why when many sadhaks come and say, sir, I am doing the sadhana properly, I have become peaceful, all that, I tell them, you go and send me your family members. Most of the sadhaks back out. They say that, go send me your wife or go send me your husband. Let them come. I'll ask them. If they say yes, after doing sadhana, because he is doing or he or she is doing sadhana, it's creating a wonderful feeling for us, then you're doing the sadhana in the right way. If you're doing sadhana and others are agitated, then there's something wrong with the way you're doing your sadhana. You'll have to check. It may be a little harsh. Whatever is being said here may be a little harsh. But it's actually not harsh. I'm just being factual. See, if you are attending these Sunday sessions regularly, if you're doing your daily sadhana, the Yoga Sankirtan sadhana, and whatever other sadhanas which you've been given in the empowerment courses, and if you are attending the empowerment courses also regularly, then it should have a very positive effect first within your family. That is why I'm saying within your family is because your family members are closest to you, right? So it should create a positive ripple of energy in them. Supposing your whole family is against you doing sadhana, in some cases it happens, One person comes for the Sunday discourses, especially when it used to happen live in the auditorium, Here and there some people have told me this, sir, I'm coming every Sunday, but my entire family is against my attending these sessions. And one look at them, I could always spot as to the why they are against. Because, see, in the name of practicing this wisdom, they misunderstand the whole thing and they put all kinds of rules. For example, you're reading here, tamas, rajas and sattva. Immediately, if you go to your family members and say, you are tamasic, you are rajasic, come on, now we have to be sattvic. If you do all that, no, they will all get disturbed. Just because you are getting up early in the morning, no, come on, the whole family has to now wake up at that time. Do this, do that. Now then you are becoming like a dictator. You are using force, So instead of inspiring them, you will start agitating them. They will all get stressed. Then they will say, earlier before going to the Sunday sessions you were okay. Now after attending this, all these issues are coming. First you stop going there. So it is because of the wrong application. So this is another simple yardstick with which you can measure. That is what is the effect of my sadhana on my near and dear ones. Just not on yourself, but to my immediate family. And there are many sadhaks who have said, see, generally what happens is one person from the family comes. If you do your sadhana properly, the rest of the family members also will get inspired and come. This I have seen happen in many families. The husband comes first, then after a while the wife also starts coming, or vice versa. The wife comes first. It happened, even recently. One person has sent a mail saying that his wife was attending these sessions and doing the sadhana for a while. And he was skeptical about all this. But what he has mentioned in the mail is that they faced some issue, some family issue was there, and he became very disturbed. But amazingly, he found that his wife, who's a sadhak now, she was able to handle that issue in a very calm way. Earlier, she was not like that. So he says, that inspired me. And I told her, I understand the value of what you're doing, because for so many years you were telling me attend, but I didn't get the inspiration. But now I understand the value. And in the mail he has written, sir, I've also started attending the Sunday sessions. I've started doing the Yoga Sankirtan Sadhana, and already I'm able to see a lot of positive benefits. See, this should be the effect of you doing your sadhana. Not going and agitating others. That is not the purpose of these sessions. So, papaha in general terms it is translated as sin, which is what we have used in the translation. But one by one, when we see the same principle of papaha from different angles, you get a better insight as to what to avoid. Then, another dimension of papaha. Papaha means inauspicious. What do we mean by inauspiciousness? Or the opposite of that is auspiciousness. Mangalam. Mangalam means something is very auspicious. Amangalam means something is very inauspicious. We always see, what is the auspicious time for starting an activity? People ask, you go to astrologers to fix an auspicious time for your activity. Auspicious time means what you're wanting is positive results, good results. But have you ever asked, what is the auspicious attitude which I should develop towards my activities? That question itself doesn't come to anyone. You're concerned about auspicious place, auspicious time, auspicious this, auspicious that. But what about your own inner self? Are you creating the inner climate of auspiciousness within you? A Rajasic person will see all those things. He'll fix a perfect time according to him. Auspicious time, auspicious place. But he will be creating papaha. Why? because the inner energy pattern is not okay. See, once you become a sadhak, you are in the path of becoming a yogi. You don't need to see all these things, auspicious place, auspicious time and all that, because you are creating an auspicious energy pattern from within. Thereafter, every moment will be auspicious for you. Every place will be auspicious. This is the symbolism of Lord Shiva. He takes a particular form and he sits in the crematorium and he is meditating. Many people don't worship that form of Shiva, They say that is inauspicious. The very word Shiva means auspiciousness. You fail to understand the deeper meaning, the deeper significance of what is given in our Puranas. What he's saying is, once you are in that state of Shivatvam, now even if you are sitting in a crematorium or a graveyard, that place will become auspicious because of your presence. You spend a lot of time in seeing the vastu of a place, vastu energy. In different cultures, they use different words for that. But do you know that primarily the vastu energy, that is positive energy in a place, is created by the people who are living there. And wherever a yogi dwells, the whole place becomes auspicious. You are so concerned about the place, the time, the objects used, but you are not concerned about the inner energy pattern. Wherever these great yogis are, whatever time they choose, that is the best. So, become a true sadhak. Enough of trying to change things externally, that will only give you temporary solutions. But if you change the energy pattern from within, now you will become a powerful force in the world, wherever it is you are, in your world. It could be a small place. It could be just a few people whom you are interacting with, but you will create such a powerful impact. So that is a very powerful dimension. Papaha, it means inauspiciousness. So when your energy pattern is not okay, you may set things right externally. For example, you fix the auspicious time, you change so many things in your house, saying because the vastu has to be perfect. You do this, you do all that you may do. Still, what you will experience is only inauspiciousness. Why? Because your thought structure is not okay. Your emotions are not okay. Your energy field which you're creating within you is inauspicious. So from this moment onwards, you should start getting established in the ultimate auspicious energy, which is called Shiva, the ultimate, infinite. I've told you, Shiva, Vishnu, Muruga, Vinayaka, Shakti, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Parvati, all of them are different manifestations of that infinite supreme Brahman. And when you get absorbed in that, now you will experience eternal auspiciousness. See, this is a very powerful point if you can absorb this. In today's Nididhyasana meditation, this principle will be installed in the deeper layers of your mind. Thereafter, it will be easy for you to practice. So, as a part of your spiritual practice, the first thing or the topmost thing should be your sadhana. All the other rituals, these things, all those things which you do are extra. But the main thing, the core thing is your sadhana. Anywhere you go, you should not skip your sadhana. Why? Because that is creating an auspicious energy pattern within you. How is your energy pattern becoming auspicious? Because you are getting connected to that infinite reality. So as a sadhak, don't worry about externalities. You have the power to change the energy of a place. You have the power to change the energy of a particular time. Those powers are dormant within you today. When you go to the right guru, now he starts awakening them for you. When I say he starts awakening, he helps you to awaken those powers from within by providing the sadhana. Not that you will be sleeping and he will keep awakening all the power. It's not like that. Sometimes we understand everything in a funny way, So he teaches you the sadhana through which you can become an embodiment of auspiciousness. That is represented by Shiva. Shiva was an embodiment of auspiciousness. So thereafter it doesn't matter whether he is sitting in a palace or whether he is sitting in a crematorium. Both become holy, auspicious. So papaha is opposite of that, unholy or inauspicious. So we will stop with that today. We'll do the Nididhyasana meditation now. This principle will be installed during today's meditation. Okay? So gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. With every breath, I am becoming more and more relaxed. Feel the divine vibrations. With every breath, I am going deeper and deeper into myself. I am not this physical body. I am not these pranas. I am not these various emotions and thoughts. I am that Supreme Self. My higher self is divine and auspicious. I experience the inner energy of infinite auspiciousness. I am Swayam Prakashit, self-illuminating. Offer your gratitude to God Supreme. Offer your gratitude to your Guru and all the holy masters. Wriggle your fingers, your toes, open and close your palms a few times. Rub your palms together to create a warmth. And cup your eyes with your palms. Gently rub your eyes, your cheeks, forehead, the top of your head, the back of your head, your neck, and slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. So we had a very powerful session today. Since we are using the yogic approach and seeing all the positive counterparts when we are studying these negative aspects, that gives a big boost to your sadhana. Otherwise, simply to study these negative aspects and leaving them at that really does not help. That may create a lot of negative energy also. And this approach will make it easy when we actually come to the sattvic approach. Be able to easily absorb those principles. Okay, so do your sadhana on a daily basis. Next, you're going to have the special meditation session on Guru Purnima in the month of July. So tremendous energy will be invoked. So do your sadhana on a daily basis and get more and more prepared. In these Sunday Nididhyasana sessions, I'm doing the preparation for you, but you should also put in your effort. Okay, so we'll continue in the next session. We will go into more depth. Thank you very much. Hari Om.